Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I have kind of a weird video for you guys today. It's not a traditional haul video, but it is items that I am adding into my collection, so I figured I would share them with you guys. So my parents are actually moving for the first time in 21 years, I guess, and it is amazing the amount of junk you can accumulate in one house over 20 plus years. So because they're moving, they of course have to clear things out. So recently I was able to go through a few boxes that my parents uncovered that contained some old books and some old movies that I used to watch and read when I was younger. So of course I went through everything and picked out all the things I wanted to bring over to my collection today. So that's what I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to break this video down into two parts. The first part, which we're going to talk about today, is all going to be movie related. And then the second part is all going to be books. So I'll mention right off the top here, the movies are all VHS tapes. So one, if that's not your thing, you might not care about this video. But the reason I mention that is because I own probably 90% of this, if not more, on another format, a better format, either DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K. So I probably won't end up watching this version of it, but they're ones that I want on my shelf. So when I look over at them, I feel that nostalgia because they take you back to, when you were younger, when I was younger. And so I just want them there for those nostalgia reasons. So that's why I ended up grabbing these. And then on the book side of things, it's all middle grade, which you guys know I love and still read today. So those I will likely consume, whereas these, maybe not, just depends on what the item is. So yeah, really excited to share this with you guys. You may or may not be interested in it, but hey, maybe you are, so I figured this would be cool to share. So either way you cut it, these are items that are coming into my collection. It's just not a traditional haul, so to speak. So hopefully there'll be some interest around this anyway. But yeah, so I have about a dozen or so, I guess, movies here to talk about. Not a ton, but enough. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in. So let's start with these two, just because these are the only two that don't have a cover to them. We have A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 on VHS and the Jetsons movie. So these are ones that I grabbed simply because of nostalgia. Again, the Jetsons movie was one, I watched this specific VHS tape more times than I can possibly count. Frankly, I don't even know if it works anymore. I watched it so much, but yeah, excited to have this one. Basically, the option was throw this away or add it onto the collection. So I figured I would keep it because I'm not going to donate just a blank or a VHS tape with no whatever cover on it at all. So yeah. And then we have Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which this is just perfect VHS era horror. So this is one that I would probably watch because I've seen this movie a number of times on Blu-ray and whatnot. So I can watch it on VHS and be okay with it. So this is one I probably want to watch on VHS because yeah, it just is just that perfect time for the VHS tape. So you guys, I didn't mention earlier, but I did recently pick up a VCR, as I talked about in one of my thrift store hauls. So I have been buying a few VHS tapes outside of what you see here. But again, those are mostly for nostalgia reasons, not ones I would typically watch. But if I find old horror, those are definitely ones I would watch because I feel like just VHS is made for old horror. So yeah, I don't know. These are why I ended up holding on to these two. So these are the only two without a case. So now let's get to the regular ones that actually have cases with them. So I guess I will stick with the Jetsons here. This is the Jetsons Lost Venus, and I'll admit I don't remember this one too much. I know I watched it a ton as a kid, but it's gone. The memory of it is gone. But this is actually, you can see if I open it here, it says that it is 30 minutes and it's from 1962. So this is actually an original episode from the Jetsons series. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so the Hanna-Barbera Superstars, the Jetsons Lost Venus, a pretty cool one to have in the collection. Here's one I grabbed that was actually my parents growing up, and I've never seen this. Frankly, I've never even heard of it. This is called Quick Change, but it has Bill Murray in it, so I don't know how I haven't heard of this. Oh, and it has, what's his name there, too, from Randy Quaid. From, what am I trying to think of? Vegas Vacation, from the vacation movies, National Lampoon Vacation movies. Yeah, very interested to check this one out. This is another one that I might actually watch on the VHS format. It looks like it's from 1991, so it's that era. And it's one I've never heard of before. So this is probably, I'm sure, available on Blu-ray or, DVD at least, because it's a Bill Murray, Randy Quaid film. So yeah, we'll see. Interested in checking this one out. Quick change from 1991. And while this one wasn't mine as a kid, it's definitely one that was in the collection of my parents. So happy to have this one now in my collection. The next three are all like standard movies from that time, which frankly, I think the reason I bought a lot of these was because they were cheaper on VHS than they were on DVD. And I think my mom actually bought me some of these as she was shopping at Blockbuster one day. But you can actually still see it has the previewed sticker. This is Memento, the Christopher Nolan film. And this is one that I watched for the first time, actually the only time, on VHS, like this specific VHS tape. So yeah, I actually own this one on Blu-ray now, somewhere right behind me here. So yeah, I need to watch this one again because it was awesome when I first watched it. This was one where it starts at the end and then works its way to the beginning in like 15-minute or so increments. So yeah, this was a really cool movie. I remember watching this VHS tape specifically, so happy to have this one in the collection. And again, more of a nostalgia ad than anything else. So Memento from Christopher Nolan. Another one that I have vivid memories of watching on VHS. This is the first time I saw it was this way on VHS. So American Pie from, I think this was like 2000, I believe. But yeah, this is just a fantastic movie. And again, I remember this VHS tape so clearly. It looks like it's not at the beginning, so I wonder what scene it's on. I'm interested to find that out. But yeah, obviously there are some classic scenes in this. So yeah, this is a great movie and one that I'm very happy to have on VHS now. Of course, I have the Blu-ray of it behind me, but yeah, this is just fun. So American Pie from 2000, I believe, 2001, somewhere around there. Here's one that I remember my mom purchasing for me when I was younger. She knew I liked horror movies, so she grabbed this one for me. This is Urban Legends Final Cut. So this is one where I didn't even know that there was an original Urban Legends at the time. I watched this. I love this movie. I know it's not perfect, but I have a blast with it. Now, of course, I've seen, the original Urban Legends as well, which is a better movie, which I still really enjoy. So yeah, this is just another nostalgia pick for me. I love this movie. Very happy to own this one or have this one back in the collection again on VHS. And frankly, this is one I could see myself watching again on VHS just to bring back those memories of watching it for the first time. So Urban Legends Final Cut. This one has to be another episode one, and this is the Flintstones Hop Happy. So I'm guessing, yeah, this is another 30-minute one here from 1991, it looks like. So yeah, this is just like the Jetsons one. This has the Flintstones, the first 30 years collection on there. So it's part of the anniversary collection, which is pretty cool. Again, I don't really remember this one, but I'm sure I watched it when I was younger, but I don't remember exactly what it's about. So yeah, I might check this out. I know my daughter will like it because she loves dinosaurs. So yeah, the Flintstones Hop Happy from 1991. This one I grabbed just because it's a little different, a little unique, but it's actually like an N64 promotional video from Toys R Us, rest in peace. Yeah, so you can see it talks about Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball, 1080 snowboarding, NBA courtside with Kobe Bryant. So obviously it's sports heavy, which was my thing. So that's probably why I ended up holding on to this. But yeah, this is just a promotional video. So it's going to have like trailers for these games on it. You can see the back there. Yeah, so I don't know. I love sports games, as you guys probably know from watching the channel. And this looks like something that I will probably get a kick out of watching. I actually found out that I can actually record from my VCR to my laptop, to my computer. So I will probably I'll probably do that with this one just so I can preserve it digitally, just because it's such a unique piece. I don't have any idea how I got it now, but I'm happy to have it again. So the Toys R Us ad film, this is with these 3 sports games on it. I guess there's no title for it, but yeah, pretty cool edition. This next one is such a hometown pick for me, but this is Hockeytown, the 1996-97 NHL Stanley Cup Championship season of the Detroit Red Wings. So yeah, this is one that I used to watch all the time when I was younger, just because it showed some of the best highlights from finally the year where like the Wings won the cup for the first time and over 40 some years or something like that. So I remember it vividly when it happened. And then the next year with the repeat, of course, the tragedy in between scene there with the limousine accident. Just this time was when it was just so fun and rewarding to be a Red Wings fan. Today, it's just it's so frustrating being a Red Wings fan or being a Detroit sports fan in general, frankly. But yeah, I love the Red Wings, have since I was younger, which obviously it was very easy to grow up being a Red Wings fan in the city of Detroit. So yeah, love this tape very much. Very happy to have it in the collection. I'm hoping I can find the next year, because I know they had these for every championship season. So it'd be cool in the thrift store if I could find the next one. But yeah, we'll see. So this is Hockeytown, the 96-97 NHL championship season. This one is so cool. Like, it is so beat up, but I'm just so happy that I found this one. This is an old wrestling tape. This is the WWF Wrestling's greatest steel cage matches ever. And this one was released in, 1992. So this is going to be before there was a bunch of editing being done to all this stuff, and it's just awesome. So yeah, obviously you have Hogan on the cover here. It has him versus Big Boss Man. Who is that? Maybe Tito Santana? And Bret the Hitman Hart, the Strike Force. So yeah, this is just awesome. Like, I am super excited to have this one in the collection. I cannot wait to watch this one again. And actually, like, one of the main reasons I wanted to get my VCR back into the collection was so that I could watch some old wrestling tapes. Like, I don't talk about wrestling much on the channel, but I grew up as a wrestling fan, and so it's just something that's always near and dear to me. And I have these old wrestling tapes back from like the mid 90s through late 90s, I guess. And there's no other way to get these. Like the IWA King of the Deathmatch 95, which has that infamous Terry Funk versus Cactus Jack match at the end, or Mick Foley match at the end. You can't find that elsewhere. So I needed a way to play these old VHS wrestling tapes, and this one will fall into that collection. And I always remember because it has this orange little, whatever this is, part of the tape. Yeah, this is just, I love this. I'm so happy that I was able to find this one back in the collection, or get this one back in the collection again. So the WWF Wrestling's greatest steel cage matches ever from 1992. That was actually all of the like standard case ones, and so now I have some of the clamshells. And the first two are just movies I used to love as a kid. We have Heavyweights here, which is an all-time favorite of mine. Of course, I have the Blu-ray of this right behind me as well. But I love this. It actually still has like the cards on the inside that you can mail in. But yeah, this is really cool. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is just hilarious. I was always a big kid growing up, and so I related to these guys just like perfectly. I love this movie so much. So this is great. And you know what I found interesting is that I didn't realize it at the time, but like, this is a Judd Apatow film. He's one of the writers on this. So it's like, of course I enjoyed this as a kid. I love his movies now. So why wouldn't I like this? But yeah, Heavyweights. And when was this one released? Let's see, I don't see a year here, but yeah, I don't know. It had to be somewhere around like 96, 97, somewhere, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm not finding a year, but I'll put it up here on the screen. So Heavyweights from Walt Disney. Very happy to have this clamshell back in the collection. Here's another one, and this is a sports movie that I loved growing up with Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill from 1994, Little Giants. I was always a huge sports fan because my uncles were, my dad was, and so I just grew up with it. So of course I loved this. And the best part was that it had the Cowboys, like the little Cowboys in it or whatever it was. I was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan growing up because that was the team my uncles followed. They were, children of the 70s. So of course, they followed America's team at the time. So I love this movie very much. And so I'm happy to have it. Again, I don't know if this one is available streaming anywhere at all or not, but I know I don't own it on DVD and I don't own it on Blu-ray, so this is the best format I have for this. So I could definitely see myself watching this if the mood struck. So yeah, Little Giants from 1994, one of my faves as well. This was such a cool case because it actually came with like a little key, which I don't have anymore, that you could put in there and open it up. But this is The Indian in the Cupboard, which was one of my favorite films growing up. I love this movie. I didn't look for a year yet, which I'm not seeing offhand, so I don't know what year this is, but I love this movie. Yeah, you can see here, free Indian, cupboard, and key included. So unfortunately, I don't have any of those things anymore, but I still have the cool VHS clamshell, which you can see was where you used to insert that key. So yeah, this is an awesome movie. Like, I love it. and I own this one on DVD, I think. I think my wife bought it for me for my birthday one year on DVD because she knew I loved it so much. But yeah, this is a great movie. It holds up really well today. I watched it maybe a couple years ago, and it's an awesome movie. So The Indian in the Cupboard, which this really cool VHS clamshell, rather. I saved the best for last, at least in my opinion. So you guys know I grew up with Goosebumps. They were my jam. I loved it all just so much. And so I decided that, yes, I had to take this one home, of course, once I saw it. This is the original VHS clamshell of Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask, which was like the first Goosebumps movie that they came out with. And I remember it was such a big deal when this was coming on TV. Like I had, I was making plans surrounding this with my buddies in order to watch this. Like, I love this one. This is from 1995. So I was 9 years old. So like just prime time to be a Goosebumps fan. I am so happy that I ended up holding on to this over the years. Oh yeah, that's right. The coolest part of this on the inside, so it has this like Fox family, which is okay, but the best part is that it has this holographic Goosebumps bookmark in it. So this is definitely going out of that and into my books because I will use this as a legitimate bookmark now. But yeah, this is just so cool. I'm so happy to have this. Just an awesome set. And yeah, I was just like, I had goosebumps, no pun intended, when I picked this one up, when I saw it, because I was so excited. This is a great movie of a great franchise that really got me into horror when I was a kid. So R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask, and that is going to do it for everything that I picked up from my parents when it comes to movies. All right, so there they are. That's not all of them. There's some down there too, but that is most everything that I grabbed when it comes to movies from my parents' house. So I am very fortunate that my mom is a bit of a pack rat, as you could probably guess based on what I collect. But so she ended up holding on to all these, which is awesome. There were so many more, but I didn't need that much more. I didn't even need everything I grabbed, frankly, just because, you run out of space eventually. But yeah, so everything else ended up going to Goodwill or the thrift store, Salvation Army, whichever one. So yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to go through these and pick some out. But this is just part one. I will have part two coming, hopefully sometime soon here, where I'll go over all of the middle grade books that I picked up from my parents' house. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a little different than normal, not a typical haul, but still things that I'm adding into my physical media collection, which is always interesting when I see other people do it. So I figured I would do a video for it. But let me know down below if there are any in here that bring you back any nostalgic memories at all, or if there's ones I haven't seen that I talked about that I should. Let me know that down in the comments below as well. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below and consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, manga, graphic novels. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.